Your husband put you in an impossible situation, Mrs. Waxman. We understand that.
You're from Hanover, New Hampshire? That's where you met your husband?
That's right.
How'd you meet? At a party? At school? I mean, he was 20 years older than you.
What is that?
He had a patient in Hanover, a 15-year-old named Catherine Donovan.
Give that to me.
Mrs. Waxman?
Donovan. It's your maiden name, right?
You can't look at that. It's confidential.
You were a child, just like the girl on that tape.
Stop reading that.
It's all here. How he seduced you.
Isaac said he would destroy it. He promised he would destroy it.
He liked them young, didn't he, Catherine? You found out he had a new girl, and you figured it was over for you.
We're back with Jesse Martin at our kitchen table talking over my favorite show on television, Law & Order. Now, is it true that you have... Jesse knows I've confessed many times that I am one of many Law & Order junkies. I mean, I literally can watch this thing any hour of the night or day. It's always on something, and I watch it in every version, and I know some episodes so well I could actually run lines in them. And I hear you have a song that has something to do with...
How do you do that?
What is it? What is this about? Honestly, I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, it came out of nowhere, and it's kind of stupid, but... you know the theme song, you know.
Bum bum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So every time I hear the theme song, I used to start singing, Law and Order's on. Law and Order's always on. Anyway.
It is always on. That is not a bad thing, my friend.
It's not a bad thing at all. You kidding me?
9 solid years, and who
that
knows
was a
how
good
long
theme
ago.
song for me, you know.
And I think that it's. I mean, you've been there 9 years, but do you remember the first day for you on set still?
I mean, I consider myself like a seasoned actor by the time I got there, and I was nervous as all get out. I mean, I'm standing there with Ashley Payton Murkison, who you know,
love her.
You know, she's amazing.
Hardcore, she's an amazing actress.
And Jerry Orbach, God rest his soul.
One of the greatest,
amazing,
God rest his soul.
amazing.
And a great song and dance man, too.
Great song and dance man. We had an executive producer at the time, Ed Sheeran, who was like, I love him to death, but he was like an old salty dog, and like he barked a lot. It was my first day, so I was scared to death. And I remember I had to just walk over to a file cabinet, pull the file out, say a bunch of stuff, and then walk out. And I walked over to the file cabinet, opened. I hadn't said a word yet. Was supposed to be talking. Hadn't said anything yet. I'm like, just walk. Open the file cabinet, pull out the file. My hand was shaking like this. And you know, I know, right? It's not live or anything, so you could stop and start all over again. But I was so scared. I'm standing there, and Jerry and Payton looking at me. They're like, "Aw." and Sam Waterston actually said he thought it was cute that I got nervous. He thought it was cute. Actually, the first time I was out on location, you know, actors have these trailers that you stay in when you're out on location, you know, so you're not just standing outside.
Right.
And they had this old school Winnebago-looking, broke down, like 1922
This one's for you,
Mississippi trailer. And, you know, the door was just sort of hanging on the hinges, and they're like, here's your trailer. And, you know, I'm brand new, so I'm like totally gullible, completely naive, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I thought they made a little money over here at Law & Order. And I was like, I wonder if I should say anything, or should I just be humble and go ahead and just get in the trailer and shut up? I walked in, and it was just a mess. Like, they had obviously done it up. And I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. They're not going to make me sit in this trailer. And then finally they all came out, and they were like, we're just kidding. Your trailer's over there.
But you were willing to go right along with it. You're like, I wouldn't do anything mean. But you were perfectly happy to help somebody else.
It was like my first week of work, so I was willing to go along with anything.
What is this story about you and the lost luggage? I lose my luggage all the time.
It wasn't lost. It was stolen.
Somebody stole your luggage.
Somebody stole my luggage. I went to do a movie in Buffalo. I grew up in Buffalo. And the day I was leaving to come back to New York, I went to this really cool restaurant in Buffalo called The Town. So if you're ever there, go there. It's like Greek diner food. We loved it. You know, you hanging out in college and whatever. Saturday night, you know, you go to the town the next morning. So I'm going to the town. I'm really excited. I'm like, I'm going to get to eat, you know, all that good food I remember as a kid. And I was there with the director and the casting director, and he was going to, after breakfast, drive us to the airport. You know, we get out of the car, we go eat, and have a great time. You know, 2 hours later, we come out, and I'm looking at the truck, and the windows are gone. And I'm like,
no.
You know, it's a new truck, too, so I'm like, that's weird. There's no glare on the windows. And then I realized, there's no windows.
There's no window.
And then I'm like, oh, there's no luggage at all. Like, and, you know, it was the first time in my life I went to the airport with absolutely nothing. I mean, I had my passport because it was in my pocket, but
That was it.
didn't have to check in nothing.
And,
You know?
and this was during the daytime?
This is early in the morning, yeah.
That is
It's like
amazing
10:30.
to me. Somebody's just hanging out outside the diner, busts out the windows, takes all the luggage.
Crazy part about it, I'm standing in the parking lot, and we're talking to the police officer who showed up to, you know, sort of get a report. And it was a young female officer, and, you know, she was just like about the business. She was like, so, you know, what did you have? What were your possessions that were taken? And I'm telling her, and she kept looking up at me, and she's like, I usually see you do this. You know what I mean?
I know you.
So, I mean, I didn't get my luggage back, but, you know, it was a nice little
But you
moment
went back
for
to
us.
work anyway so you could keep us all in the law and the order.
Yes, yes.
Which is, of course, always on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. on NBC.
Please watch.
We love you. Come back anytime to talk
be
about
glad to.
anything or nothing at all.
Thank you, darling.
And I offer to teach you how to cook anytime you like for any lady
Y'all heard that,
or
right?
friend. Jesse, guys, grab a snack. We'll be right back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love having you here. Great fun. Heading your way.
I had never made a New Year's resolution. I had never read a self-help book.
This woman tried out a year's worth of